I am independent journalist Georgia Fort here with the latest in the Twin Cities. Today we have reports by Harry Colbert, the editor-in-chief at North News, and Brittany Wright from Insight News. But first, we turn to St. Paul, where hundreds gathered to honor the first Hmong American Olympian who's from East St. Paul. You know her name, Suni Lee. She's a 2020 Olympic all-around champion. Folks of all ages gathered to honor her achievement. Lee is a six-time member of the U.S. women's national gymnastics team and, again, is the first Hmong American Olympian. Turning now to the Rondo community in St. Paul, where conversations about a potential land bridge are causing tension. About 24 people attended a community conversation led by Preserve Rondo. The consensus among people's concern was a lack of transparency with the project and a lack of community engagement. School board member Chantel Allen, who's also a descendant of the community, spoke as well.
When this kind of land bridge came to me a few years ago and I first caught wind of it, I was thinking about all of the displacement that our communities have gone through. From Rondo to the housing crisis, the displacement of shopping centers, which is what we're seeing right now, and convenience for our communities. And here comes a promise. Promises that typically aren't fulfilled. A $450 million promise. Now, as somebody who's constantly tackling white supremacy and all kinds of systems, it makes me think, why would they invest $450 million into the black community and not expect to make a huge profit off of that? Yes. That's where my questions were lying, right?
Now, during this community conversation, we also heard from Mary Kay Boyd, who is a board member for Reconnect Rondo, the primary organization leading the project.
I will tell you, yes, I do sit on the board, but I'm speaking as a descendant of Rondo. And as a descendant, what I know is that there have been no signatures committing and obligating to anything. But what I also know is what my grandmother taught me. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's the way you say it. And the questions that have been asked are the same questions we have. It just so happens you got ahead of us in the questions. And so we have not done a good job of bringing everybody at the same time while we were trying to get to a point where we could say, now we want to open up the table so that everybody can be heard, because there's no decision that's been made.
The Rondo Land Bridge project was recently allocated more than $6 million for pre-development funds by the state of Minnesota. Now, part of the concern about the land bridge being built in the Rondo community is the effects it could have on property taxes. If property taxes were to go up, it would cause rent increases and drive some homeowners out. But the issue around rent hikes and high property values is something that has been plaguing the Twin Cities now for years, and it's led to some unique and innovative approaches to drive down development costs. Harry Colbert with North News joins us now with more.
Somewhere in a shipping yard, a couple of old rusty containers were plucked from obscurity and given a second chance at life. Now they sit in North Minneapolis, and soon they'll be giving a family a first chance at a fresh start. The house is the result of the builders at Paragon Designs. The modern home is unique because of its look and because of its footprint, as it is designed to a Department of Zero Energy Ready home standard.
Back when I was looking for locations to build a container home, I actually lived in North Minneapolis. So I was driving around, I noticed, there's a abundance of vacant lots in the area, and I thought that, we could utilize these vacant lots, and I started digging into it, and I found that most of these lots were owned by the city, and there was a tornado that came through like a decade or so ago, and did a lot of damage to the neighborhoods. So I found this lot. I thought, I really fell in love with this lot. I pictured the house on the lot years ago, and I just saw that this would be an amazing opportunity to put this beautiful home here, add this it's a piece of modern art to the neighborhood. It's right next to the Boys and Girls Club. Something for the kids to see happening. And it was just all around it, things just kind of fell into place, and it was a great opportunity.
According to the builders, container homes take just 2 months to build. That's opposed to the 4 to 6 months that it takes to build a traditional home. Back to you, Georgia.
Thank you so much, Harry. I wouldn't mind living in one of those homes myself. We turn now to our Black Business Spotlight provided by Insight News. Brittany Wright joins us with the special report. Brittany?
Just 4 years ago, Michael Porter was homeless, looking for a way to better his life. And today, he's one of the top hospitality managers in the country, providing those in need with a place to stay and food to eat. Coming from humble beginnings in the state of Mississippi, Michael Porter has truly beaten the odds. After serving 5 years in prison, beating addiction, and a near-death health scare, he made the decision not only to change his life, but to be a part of changing the community. As the general manager of Motel 6 in East St. Paul, he's transformed a small motel into an affordable and community-centered hospitality space. He's now being recognized as the #1 general manager in the country for his contributions within his sector, and has even acquired a sponsorship from Tesla to advance his work.
I think that controlling yourself, holding yourself accountable for the things that you're going through, becoming a better human being, staying positive, being focused on, actual, reality of life, caring for each other, being there for each other, showing kindness. We are still living in a pandemic, so I think that we should, we got to watch how we talk to each other. We got to handle each other with care. Because you don't know what no one going through. I went through a lot of things in my past, and I had to just hold myself accountable. Be in charge of my life. Take charge of it. Stay focused on who you are.
In addition to improving the safety and cleanliness of his site, Porter frequently goes above and beyond the call of duty to ensure his guests have food to eat while he advocates for health equity. Porter credits his mentors and many life experiences for his amazing transformation. He is proof that we are not our worst mistakes, and when given the opportunity, those who are incarcerated and exposed to poverty, crime, and addiction can truly become our greatest community leaders and advocates for social change. Reporting from Insight News, I'm Brittany L. Wright. Back to you, Georgia.
All right. Thank you so much, Brittany. That wraps up our weekly newscast brought to you by SPEAK MPLS and BLCK Press. Thank you so much for watching.